You guessed it, folks. Pinhead is in a very rare form today. Why? Because today he's going to be reviewing the new Hellraiser. All joking aside, the new Hellraiser was a couple of things, and one of them that I did not appreciate was the lack of showing the Cenobites. So let's just keep it simple. The storyline was convoluted and strange. It seemed to have an almost inappropriate flow to it. I kept feeling like something was going to happen at any moment that would be cool, and it just wouldn't happen. And then it seems like getting towards the end of the movie, that was finally when you did see the Cenobites. And, granted, in number one, we didn't see them that much either. But there was more story to it. And there was more scenes with Pinhead. It's so funny for a horror movie that's so focused on the spirit Pinhead. He's almost, in the grand scheme of the movie, not even really that important. He's just a demon that came when they opened the box to fucking basically, punish or torture the person that opened it. So, I just wanted to say, I'm so sorry, Pinhead. I know you're pissed. I know. I don't blame you. I mean, you take a movie that's like really got an excellent story, because it was a story. It was an actual novel. It means someone sat down, put thought into it, and actually wrote a beautiful story. Then they made it into a movie. And the movie was just as good, if not better than the book. And for its time, it deserved a lot of credit. Because people don't give anyone credit anymore. In the past, it seems like. It seems like you trample the shit out of someone else's art, take credit for it, and then you take ownership of it. Now, I don't know if the Hellraiser series franchise or whoever owns the copyrights has sold it to someone else, and they're just taking it upon themselves to make their own movies. I don't even know if they're associated with the old Hellraisers. I have no idea. But if you're going to say, you're part of the series, I expect it to be of at least the same caliber as the first three Hellraisers. So the Hulu Hellraiser, that's a tongue twister. It was a disappointing appointment in many ways. One of them was the story and content line. It just was a very shitty story to follow. It seemed very thrown together. It was very typical of any horror movie storyline, and more reflective of the times, I guess you could say, we're in at the moment. And that was probably not very smart, because the last thing I don't want to be reminded of is the current. I want to watch a movie to escape. That was a big mistake. They could have easily done a different approach, a different time period. They've done Pinhead in just about every time period. He's been in space. He's fucking Men in the Past. I mean, he shows up on a lot of different time periods in a lot of different scenarios. So what was the good part? Well, the good part was female Pinhead was pretty cool, but in the grand scheme of things, now that I think about it, she looked more like Pinhead's pissed off little sister, and not really a scary demon who would probably make you have a fucking stroke if you just took one look at him. And I'm old school. Horror movies used to be about two things. One of it. The first was that it was a movie to entertain you. And the second was it was supposed to actually scare or horrify you. If it doesn't do either of those things, if I'm not entertained by the plot, boom, I'm falling asleep already. 2, there's no action. 3, you're fucking talking way too much dialogue for a horror movie. I'm talking, you could have edited this shit down to a 35-minute horror episode and it would have been fine. It did not have to be a full movie, but I will say the special effects were awesome. So the female Cenobite thing, it was kind of cool. I liked it. But I have to inevitably say that the story, if this is the beginning of a new era for Pinhead or for Hellraiser, quit while you're ahead or find some better writers. Do it justice. The last one before this Hellraiser was head and shoulders above this current Hulu resurrection. I don't even recommend watching it. I think you'd be better off to skim through it and just skip to the Cenobites because the story was that fucking bad. I mean, I felt bad that I was about to turn off a Hellraiser film halfway into it. That's how bad it was. I suffered, friends. Look at me. Look at what's happened. I've lost weight. I'm depressed. I did that for you. I made the sacrifice to watch this horrible film. A true horrible film, by the way. A real horror. Because it really... God. It just kind of pisses me off, you know? Sorry for the rant. So anyway, new Hellraiser, thumbs down. I'll give you a B for effort. I'll give you a fucking F for story. And I give you an A for special effects. But in these times with CGI, if you can't do special effects, and, you know, I'm sorry, my friend, you don't belong in movies. You need to find something else to do. Yeah, good effort, but not a good start. If it's going to be a series, I would recommend you kill that shit right now. Get some new writers and do something with a little class. You know, have class. Don't take something that was already on the fence for a lot of people and then make it worse. When I see something shitty like the new Star Wars, I can't stand the new Star Wars because they're such a mockery and so horrible in comparison to the acting and storyline and everything of the originals. And that's just me. I'm a traditionalist, you know. So it's nothing personal. I'm glad that they made the movie. Others may enjoy it more than me. I mean, if it's your first Hellraiser, you may fall in love with it. I don't know. But for me, I'm a traditionalist. I like my Pinhead raw. I don't like my Pinhead with sugar. So on that note, I'm going to say dark blessings. And you know what? If the people that made the new Hellraiser have a problem with my review, please be my guest and blow up my channel by posting your response, Hulu, or whoever you are that wrote the movie. Sorry, dark blessings.